be back with a really fun 21 card PSA sub-order reveal for you today, and it's a fun one. It is going to be an instant reveal style, which means pre-submission, I took a video of each card and I go over which grade I think it will receive, and then after you see that short clip, you will see the actual reveal for that grade, that card. Okay, turnaround time was pretty average. It took a long time, probably around 3 months, which is normal these days. All right, let's just get right into it with the first card up. We got the Skybox Premium Randy Moss. This is a pretty condition-sensitive card, but I couldn't believe how clean it was. Because look at how dark it is, right? Wow, not at one touch. It's unbelievable. And no surface scratches or paper loss or anything, so I'm pretty confident in this card. I'm going to put it at 75% gem and a 25% mint 9. Okay. The Randy Moss got a 10. So I'm very happy with that. He got the grade it deserved. There really wasn't a flaw on this card. I mean, look at the back. It's just incredible. Survived all these years without getting a little nick and chip on the back there. So very happy with that. It's probably good value here, probably 150, 200 bucks. Okay, there you go. My favorite set, the Gold Refractor 2003. The Jamal Tinsley is off left to right, about 60-40. I think if this was graded 4 months ago, it would have had a shot at a 10 because it's flawless other than that. One of the corners was slightly fuzzy, a little bit on the back, but nothing major, no surface scratches. So I'm confident this is just a solid 9 copy with an outside chance at a 10. I'm going to put it at 85% 9 and 15% it will get a 10. Okay. The Jamal Tinsley Gold Refractor. I do need this one for my set. Got a 9. It's probably accurate grade there, left to right, a little thinner. It was really clean other than that, though. I was hoping maybe I got a forgiving grader on centering, but no, I got the 9. It's pretty accurate. Got him a color match a little bit with that Pacers uni. Cool card. All right, 90s insert Jerry Rice. So it is die cut, so an uphill battle here. Has a little bit of that kind of uplifting of the die cuts. Sometimes graders overlook it, other times not. Other than that, it looks flawless. I didn't see any imperfections on the surface or anything. The centering, it's pretty good. Look at that compared to that. Yeah, I'm confident in this card, but at least a 9. I'd say at least a 9. I'm going to put it at a 40% gem and a 60% mint 9. Okay. The Jerry Rice die cut out of 5,000 got a 10. I'm excited for when PSA has the little insert which holds in the die cut better. Because look at this, it's all tilted, looks kind of wonky. Either way, I'm happy this got a 10. It's the chain reaction. Cool looking card. I looked up the pop and it's not that low of a pop. I thought it would be harder to get a 10, but not necessarily on this card. I guess 5,000 is a pretty big number, so you're going to get some 10s. But I'm happy it got there. The Lamar Odom is very similar centering to the Jamal Tinsley. A little off left to right, about 60-40. A few surface scratches here and there, but nothing major. It was really a pretty clean card. The back looked great. But I think it's a solid 9 copy with an outside chance at a 10. I'm going to put it the same as the Tinsley. 85% mint 9 and 15% as a gem 10 chance. That'd be nice if it hits. The Lamar Odom Gold Refractor out of 99 got a 8. Unfortunately, I was wrong about this one. I thought for sure at least a 9. You can tell there's not much surface scratch. A little off left to right. I'm not seeing it. I still think this is a solid 9 copy. But that is okay. It happens. And if I need it for my set, the grade doesn't necessarily truly matter. I will add it. There you go. This is the Xfractor from this 2003 set. These are numbered at 220 and they're uncirculated box toppers. So the McGrady, it's number 1 in the set. It's an important card. It's always off-center. It's always thinner on the left than the right. But this is 50-50. I just love this purchase, and I love the centering on this card. The back's flawless. So the front, not one surface scratch. You can tell it was uncirculated. The only issue, it has a Xfractor line through, and it even goes through the border, which is a bummer. See that? Right through there. Some graders ignore the Xfractor lines, but this one I think is pretty prominent in my opinion, and it's deserving of a 9. But you never know. For how centered and every other aspect of the card is flawless, it could get that 10. So I'm going to put this at a 70% mint 9, 30% gem 10. Okay. All right, the T-Mac Xfractor ended up getting a 10. I am stoked about this. This is probably really good value here. Probably, maybe even $400. And trust me, you never see this T-Mac centered up. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's always thinner on that left than the right. Just an all-around gem card. I'm very happy with this. Gem mint 10. Great profit here. Really cool dunk, determination, dominate. Damon Stoudamire. Front is a 10. Looks great. But unfortunately, the back, I mean, you can tell. Look how dark the edges and corners and everything. Anyway, there's a touch on this top right, and then there's a touch on the little nick to this bottom edge. Other than that, the other corners look okay. No indents, nothing weird. I'm hoping just for a 9. Doesn't have a 10 shot, but I think it has a good shot at a 9. I'm going to put it at 75% mint 9 and a 25% 8. Okay. All right, that cool-looking Damon Stoudamire Mighty Mouse ended up getting a 9. I am very happy with that. I imagine this insert is very tough to grade. Such a cool insert. I love this card. I might have to try to complete this set if I can. I'm glad they let one little touch go. I think they understood just how impossible it is with all this black back. So, as a fan of the Blazers and Damon Stoudamire, I like this card a lot. There you go. Got Payton Pritchard. Yeah, I can't believe I'm grading a Payton Pritchard card, but it's time. He's had a great year. I used to buy these because I was an Oregon Duck fan, these silvers for $2 on ComC. This one, the front is a 10. It's beautiful, but the back, there's always issues with these Prizm corners, the darker, so you get little touches. So it just depends how much the grader wants to grade down the touches. Other than that, there's nothing major wrong with it. So I'm going to put this at a 60% gem 10 and a 40% mint 9. I have a feeling they're going to give it a 10, but we'll see. All right, that Payton Pritchard Go Ducks ended up getting a 9, unfortunately. This is tough. These are really tough to gem. I imagine it being pretty condition sensitive, especially this Payton Pritchard, because I bought about 10, 15 of these, and all of them, this was like the best copy. All of them had little kind of printing lines and touches on these bottom corners, so I don't know. I thought this one had a chance to sneak in, but just a little tough. Got the Rip Gold. So this was an SGC 9. I would have just left it in there because it just looks like a 9 to me, but I needed this for my set on the registry, so I needed it in a PSA slab. It has these 2 surface scratches, kind of hard to see, but they're through here. They're light, but they're prominent, I think, noticeable at least. Centering's pretty nice, just off a little bit left to right. No other issues. I think this is just a solid 9 copy. I'd be shocked if it got a 10, but I'm going to put it at 90% mint 9 and 10% gem. Okay, that rip, Richard Hamilton, that was an SGC 9, ended up getting a 9. That's exactly where I needed it and thought it would be. I mean, if they would give me a 10, I would take it, but I'm happy with the 9 there. Nice little crossover. There you go on the rip. We got the David Wesley in this set. So centering left to right's okay. Top to bottom, maybe 55-45, 60-40. A little thicker on the top than the bottom, and no surface scratches. If there is a gold refractor in this order that's going to get a 10, I would say it's this David Wesley. I'm going to put it, no surface scratches, it looks great. I'm going to put this at a 60% mint 9 and a 40% gem. So it has a chance. All right, let's hope that one gems. All right, that David Wesley, I think if there was one gold refractor in this order that I thought would get a 10, it was this one. Let's see what they thought. It got the 9, unfortunately. You can see it's pretty nicely centered. Unfortunately, I didn't get that 10. Dang, it's so hard to get gems on these gold refractors. It's so tough. But I still really like the card, and I need it for my set. What I'll probably do is just add a little kind of sticker to the back of this, letting me know that it looked like a possible 10, just in case I want to crack it out down the road. Beautiful card. Okay. Next up, we have this cool Hobby Masters Shaun Kemp. Love the old school Sonics uni. So this card, I think, is flawless. I didn't see anything wrong with it. The back's perfect, centered, not one scratch or indent. The front looks great, centered up. Corners sharp, crisp. Everything about this card is perfect, in my opinion. It's deserving of a 10. But you never know. It's a 90s card, right? So I'm gonna put this at a 80% gem and a 20% mint 9. Okay. All right, we got the Shaun Kemp. As a Pacific Northwest guy, I did enjoy the Seattle Super Hot Sonics growing up. Their unis were awesome. Key Arena was fun. Okay, so let's just see what I got. Gem 10, I am stoked about this card, and I looked, this is the only one. So this is a pop 1, should sell really well if I want to sell it. I don't want to sell it, but gotta make that money. So stoked on this one. Gem Mint 10, 96 Hobby Master Shaun Kemp. The lad I'm very confident in. Got this at the flea market. Top to bottom centering is very nice, and left to right's perfect. Perfect. So I don't see any of the jagged edge wear, and no real surface dimples or imperfections. This one I put as a gem 10. I'm confident in. I'm going to put it at 85% gem 10, 15% mint 9. All right, that lad McConkey, I think he's going to have a big sophomore season for the Chargers. You know these Prizms are tough to gem up. But I got there. Gem 10, I was pretty confident in this card. Nice looking card. Gem Mint 10. All right, the Ricky Williams auto. I like this card. Again, uphill battle from the 90s, and the grade autograph's a little bit tougher. I'm going to say this one gets a 9, but it has a chance at a 10. Corners are nice and clean, especially for the darker edges and borders and corners and everything. So, not a lot of surface scratches. But to me, it doesn't look like a true 10. You know what I'm saying? Really, really crisp. So, I'm going to say they give it a 9, but it has a chance at a 10. I'm going to put it 70% 9, 30% 10. It's going to be a fun card. All right, that Ricky Williams, this was probably one of my favorite cards in the order, and it was so clean. Ended up getting a Gem Mint 10. That's huge. That has to be pop 1 or 2. That's tough. Look at that. So much could go wrong here for all those years, and it didn't. Love this card. Gem Mint 10. All right, the Malik Nabers. So I love this card because of the color match, the red, white, and blue with the Giants. I pack fresh. Left and right centering is nice. Top to bottom, I'm a little worried about. See how it's thin on the bottom compared to the top. I think it's in mint 9 range, and it has one very, very faint. Those are on the card saver, but little like worm factory blemish. Other than that, looked pretty good. Didn't have the jagged edge wear this 2024 set usually has. Doesn't really have it on the bottom either. It's pretty clean. I'm going to say just a 9. Outside chance if they don't notice that top to bottom centering. But I'm going to say 90% it gets a 9, 10% a 10. All right, that Malik color match, love this card, ended up getting a 10. I'm so glad I sent it. I wasn't going to because I really think it should be a 9, but they let it slide. This grader didn't look at the top to bottom centering. See that? It's a little thinner than the top. Left to right was good, and the surface was nice. I'm glad they let it slide. This one was 60-40, so maybe they do let 60-40 slide sometimes. Very happy to get a 10 on this color match. There you go. The Calvin, this is a big one. I also got this one at the flea market. So left to right centering is great. No surface scratches. It looked really, really good. My only concern is the top to bottom centering. It's a little bit thinner at the top than the bottom, but it's close. It's close to 55-45. And the back looks pretty good. Maybe a tiny bit of uplifting on that corner right there, but I'm thinking this one has a shot. I really want this one to get a 10, but it's a true 50-50. I think it's a toss-up. It really is. Just depends on the grader. I'm going to put 50% gets a 10, 50% gets a 9. At least a 9, though. Okay. All right, that Calvin Johnson Xfractor rookie. This one would be the most profitable if it hits that gem. Let's see what it got. 9, no. So I am bummed about this. It's so close. It's so close. It had to have been the top to bottom centering. Ah, look at it. I might hang on to this. You know, I like keeping the nicer 9s just in case it gems down the road. Yeah, it had a shot. Cool card nonetheless. Megatron. The Dan Marino first day issue. These are numbered out of 200. So the back is flawless. Look at that. That's the corner I need to worry about. And it looks great. Not a touch of white or anything. No surface imperfections or anything. The only thing I'm concerned about is the centering possibly. If you look from the kind of football dimples to this left edge, it's a little bit thinner than this edge to the dimples. So if the grader noticed that, I think they'll notice it's a little off center. And it would get a 9. But otherwise, it's a very clean 10. I'm going to put it at 60% 9 and a 40% gem 10. Okay. The Dan Marino out of 200 ended up getting a 9. So, pretty accurate there, I'd say, because I don't know if this happened before or after. I have to check the video, but do you see that little mark right here? It looks like it's on the card. So yeah, with that mark, it's automatic 9. So accurate grade there. I don't remember seeing that before, but maybe I'll check the vid. Either way, got a 9. Still a nice grade for this card. First day issue. We got a newer Bradley Beal auto. I like the throwback look to the 1972 tops. So left to right's great centering. Top to bottom, maybe a little thinner on the top. And the front surface just has this minor printing line right here. It doesn't go through the card. It's very minor. The back is perfectly centered. Looks great. Not one indent or mark on the surface or anything. No surface scratches. So I'm pretty confident they grade these newer cards. Ultra Modern fairly easy. So I'm going to give it a 75% gem and a 25% mint 9. Okay. The Bradley Beal Gold Chrome Refractor ended up getting a 10. I'm glad it got there. This kind of card, if you're going to grade it, it pretty much has to get that 10. Really cool design. Love his autograph. Nice signature. Gem at 10. There you go. We got Jaylen Brown, just a basic select, but it's pretty crazy how I checked out the comps, and the basic select almost sells for as much as the silver select in a PSA 10. So there's still value of sending this in, and it looked flawless. Left to right, it's perfect. Top to bottom, perfect. Not one surface scratch. Nothing on the back. No touches on the corners. This one is a Gem 10 through and through. I would put it at a 90% Gem 10, 10% Mint 9 on the Jaylen Brown. The Jaylen Brown, just a basic. I sent this in thinking the Celtics were going to win it all. I didn't plan on what happened with Tatum and everything. Anyway, this one I thought was an automatic 10. It got a 9. So the more I look at it, the more I see that it's off top to bottom. I mean, it's close. It's kind of like the Megatron, maybe even a little worse. I'm surprised I missed that. That's terrible. Bad sub on my part. Ended up getting a 9. It was just too flawless. It was beautiful. But I always say flip it horizontally, and you'll be able to see the difference a little better. Look at that. See that? How thin it is from here to here. So yeah, bummer, but bad choice in submission by me. All right, 2021 Prizm LeBron James. I like this image. He's flexing. This card I probably shouldn't submit, but I like throwing in obvious 9s just so I can get 10s on other cards around it type thing. So surface, no blemishes, no surface scratches. Left to right, it's pretty nicely centered, but top to bottom, it's thicker on the top than the bottom. I'd say 60-40. So I think that automatically puts it at a 9. The back looks pretty good. You can see a little bit off center on the left, but no real issues on the back. I'm going to put this at a 95% chance at a Mint 9 and a 5% chance at a 10, in case they missed that centering. All right, that LeBron ended up getting a 9. So, all right, Mint 9 on that one. 2012 Silver Prizm. I'm building this set on the registry. Time to grade some. So the Toni Kukoc centering's perfect. Left to right looks great. This card does have some surface scratches. Hard to tell with the card saver, but it's throughout here. But nothing major. Nothing that would get me below a 9, in my opinion. The back looks great. So I'm just shooting for the 9. I think it's, I'm pretty confident in that. I'm going to put it at a 85% chance at a 9, 5% chance at a 10, and 10% at an 8. There you go. That Toni Kukoc 2012 Silver Prizm got a 8. So, yeah, definitely bummed about this one because I can't add it to my 2012 set because I'm trying to get it in all Mint 9s or better. So I will just sell this one. I think that the surface scratches were just too much for this grader. Yeah, look at that. See that? That's enough. Just enough to get you that 8. So I get it. Other than that, it was pretty much flawless. All right, got the 8. Here's the Kemba in that set. So I'm thinking the Kukoc, I put it ahead of the Kemba. So that would get the 9, the Kemba would get the 10. This should really get the 10 because this was a BGS 9.5, almost a pristine subgrades. And I cracked it, it's flawless. There's not one problem with this card. So this Kemba should be a 10. I'm going to put it at 90% 10 and 10% Mint 9. The Kemba, that was a BGS Gem 9.5. Got a Gem 10. Yes, I am excited. I was confident in this one. It just looked amazing. So I can add this to my set. It'll look great in my set. Kemba. Imagine this card during the pandemic. A Gem 10 Silver Prizm. All right, there you go. 10 on the Kemba. The LeBron 2005 Ultimate Collection out of 125, kind of the blue parallel. Left to right centering is a little bit thinner on the right. Top to bottom is okay. The corners are great. On the back, great. A little bit of edge chipping on this dark right there. And a little bit of this kind of smudge right above the M. It wouldn't come off with the microfiber, so I don't know what it was. It's very minor. But with those two in combination, they'll probably just give it a 9. I'm going to put it at a 75% chance at a 9 and a 25% chance at a 10, because I'm still confident it does have that 10 appeal to it, so, but most likely 9. All right, the LeBron Ultimate Collection, really a true in-between, 9 or 10. It got a 9. Ugh. I think it was so close. I was hoping they'd squeeze this one to a 10. Still a gorgeous card. I like the simple design. Out of 125. Kind of a third-year card for LeBron. That is okay. Solid, thick case. All right, got them in 9. All right, there you go. Hope everyone enjoyed this reveal and the instant result style to it. As always, I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel, and I wish everyone fair, solid grades on their subs. All right, hope everyone has a great day.